How does sex determination work? In other words, what decides whether a baby is going to be a boy or a girl? Let's start off with a very basic question first. Who's responsible? Is it the mother or is it the father who's responsible for the gender of the child? And the answer is it's the father. There are two types of sperm cells. Those sperm cells with a Y chromosome, they are basically going to cause the baby to become a boy. And then there are those sperm cells with an X chromosome. And when this type of sperm cell fertilizes the egg cell, then the baby is going to be a girl. So there are two types of sperm cells, and depending on which one fertilizes the egg cell, the baby is going to be a boy or girl. Now, let's have a look at the ovum, the egg cell. And the egg cell always has an X chromosome. So the mother really has no influence on deciding whether the baby is going to be a boy or girl, because all of the egg cells have an X chromosome. And now we have a 50-50 chance, either a Y chromosome sperm or a sperm with an X chromosome is going to fertilize it. And this then determines whether there's going to be an XX combination, that's going to be a female baby, or an XY combination, and that's going to be a boy. Now, how does sex determination now work on a genetic level? You have to understand that there is a gene called SRY, which is found on the Y chromosome. So if the SRY gene is present, then the baby is going to become a boy. And this SRY gene, that's an abbreviation for something which is not relevant right now, causes the production of a so-called testes determining factor called TDF. So if this gene is present, TDF is produced. So let's have a look over here in the case when we have an X chromosome and there is no SRY gene present. So it fertilizes, we get an XX combination. The SRY is missing. Therefore, of course, no testes determining factor can be produced. And the embryo forms female gonads. What are gonads? Gonads are the sex organs. So it forms female sex organs. Reproductive organs are the gonads. In the second case, when the Y chromosome is present, we form a boy. And in this case, we have the SRY gene on the Y chromosome inside this fertilized egg cell. And of course, in this case, we have the production of testes determining factor, and therefore the embryo forms testes and male reproductive organs. So that is essentially it. It is relatively straightforward. If you're asked how does sex determination work, you might want to include that the sperm cell determines this, and specifically the SRY gene, which is found only on the Y chromosome. And this SRY causes the production of TDF, and TDF causes the formation of testes. So, and this was pretty much it. For practice purposes, I recommend that you summarize this foil or this slide using your own words. It's quite well possible that they ask you, let's say, a 3-point question or a 2-point question on the exam is outline how sex determination works. And then, of course, you would like to include the relevant points that are outlined over here on this slide.